Okay. I think I've read our emails.
Okay, good.
And they're ready to go.
Cool.
Also, I was thinking, since we've been giving away the ID of all our listeners, maybe we should come up with names.
ID?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, like fake names?
Yeah. Do you think we should do that or?
I guess we could.
To protect them.
But
exactly.
we don't need to protect their anonymity because they're not saying
we really should, because crypto is a real sensitive area. These people could have bajillions of dollars in Bitcoin tokens or otherwise. We don't want the feds of whatever country they're into really. We know that the inner plains of Mongolia are very strict on their regulations in cryptocurrency, so we really have to protect them, I think.
I'm sure there's lots of pools there, but people could track it down.
Yeah.
The inner plains, the outer plains are full of pools. Yeah. The inner plains.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we should take a look at the market though.
Yes.
And
let's have a look. We haven't checked it all the last couple of weeks. Fingers crossed. We'll see how we're going. We've heard it's doing something very exciting.
Let me stop you right there, Jason.
300%. No, 400%. Stop me when I'm there. 1,000.
We've hit $1 trillion.
Yeah. It's pretty bleak, you guys. A little bit of red going on. But
not good.
I feel like the tides are turning.
That's good. How do you mean?
I mean, there's a bit of green in the middle slot, the 24-hour slot. And there's last week there was some rumblings and some inner factions of the Coin Street Times that the news was too negative. And I'll tell you this week, the news is much more positive.
Yay.
So it could be looking up for crypto.
To be fair, we did start the last one with, what are we talking about? Crashes. And we did say, yay. So I think that was brightening it up.
And what are we talking about this week?
Not crashes, surely.
Crashes.
Fuck.
Yeah. It has been another down week. But
some would say a crash has occurred.
Yeah.
The things if you were to review the last few weeks of...
if you thought it was bad, the beginning of the last podcast is a whole lot worse. I would have said.
I think we can use the word now.
Yeah.
I think it's
crash
safe
is
to
permitted.
Say.
Bitcoin, the market crashed. But yeah, to be fair though, stock market, not doing so well either. So...
Yeah, so take that.
Yeah, Wall Street. Stop looking down on me.
Bankers.
Well, that's turned around a bit as well.
Take that and Ripple.
Well, I guess no. I think they've been very in sync, which is the weird thing. So I think when they turn around, Bitcoin also turned around a bit. So like you said, we went up for the last 24 hours or something.
Yeah.
So why are they so coupled is what I want to know.
Did you guys see that
There
thing
may or may not be a question from a listener based on that. So
let's talk
step
about
on any toes.
Did you guys see that Reddit theory about why the price is going down so fast?
No. What was this?
Something about like how it's more so about opinion on coins that brings it down.
Right. It's like how people feel about coins.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it? Because
I was going to say I did, but if you think I'm going to be able to
rehash it.
I skim read it, but I think I didn't agree with a lot of it. I mean, I guess I agree with the main points. I don't think it's disputable that opinion is kind of what stock prices are.
Right.
It's really just who wants to buy them, who wants to sell them, which is very much dictated by whether the majority think they're worth buying or selling.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I agree. But I think they were making a lot of assumptions that I think could only come from someone who is very stressed about the current situation in the market and we're looking for answers and causes and reassurance in that form. So yeah.
But do you think there's some truth to it?
The Illuminati, dude, they're controlling this whole thing. No, I can't remember exactly. What was the question?
But do you think there is some truth to it?
To the thing about opinion influencing.
Well, what the guy was kind of saying as well, which I think resonates with me a bit because someone that trades crypto, is when there's all the buy and sell orders and you're like, oh, I want to sell this, and then you put it at the best price and it's like, oh, everyone's below me, I've got to drop it. And then, that whole thing where you kind of keep dropping below each other to try and sell your stuff quicker. And that just drops the price.
Well, that's the nature of the market. That's how markets wouldn't move otherwise. Right. That's the only way markets move price. And like you said, it happens very erratically in crypto. Crypto is a very volatile market. But yeah, it makes sense for the intuitive reason you're talking about. If you're trying to sell and people are already selling at your price, you need to sell at a lower price. And that's just the whole supply and demand self-correcting system. But yeah, I think that's kind of what's always been happening. And we never really complained about it when it was just skyrocketing. People were trying to increase the buy orders of other people's buy orders. I think we only care now that it's negative for a lot of people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party pooper.
But if we can move... this is the Coin Street Times podcast. I should say
What?
that.
Are you just realizing that now?
Well, no, I should probably say it, right?
This is not that other weird X-rated podcast we do
Yeah.
that goes in the dark web. This is not that one.
It is the 7th of February 2018, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Postcode 3 zeros.
Wait.
That was very real.
Fuck, they're onto us now.
I think all Victoria is 30, is it not?
Yeah, but anyway.
didn't know
Let's
we were
move on
Australia
to
yet.
the news, which, as I said, is a lot more positive this week. The first thing is the Senate meeting in the US.
Yeah, big news this week. Yeah.
So that was pretty positive, actually, I think. I think a lot of doom and gloom concerns heading into that. I think crypto came out all right, and I think the crypto community has a new hero in the CFTC Commission Chairman, which of course stands for Ollie.
What a dick.
Chickens fried correctly.
As
There's
actually
another letter there. There's another letter somewhere.
the Commodity Future Trading Commission.
Oh, there was a T.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the guy's name.
Christopher
I wanted to say Giancarlo.
Giancarlo.
See, I wanted to say that. The Italian accent too.
You can say it if you like.
No, you took
you,
it.
you took it.
You took the
Well,
thumbs up.
Christopher Giancarlo.
All right, stop
I
rubbing
said
it.
some amazing.
Christopher.
Yeah. He was quite positive about crypto. I think a lot of people there were older guys that might not know so much about crypto and blockchain technology, and he was the kind of the guy there that did know a bit and was sort of helping enlighten everyone else about what crypto is. And he was answering a lot of questions like, yes, it has intrinsic value. Yes, it's like this and blah, blah, blah. So the crypto community are loving him for it.
Yeah, I do have a transcript of some of what they were saying here. I think one of them, 72 years old, said, hardware wallet, what in tarnation? I've got one right here, and pulled out his very thick, old man wallets. They're like about A4 size.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. That wasn't a real transcript. I'm sorry, I lied to you.
Do old men have big wallets?
That's our thing, right? Old people have
for
big
sure.
wallets.
Yeah.
You've got an old man wallet, don't you? Guys.
Maybe.
Here's another thing about old men and wallets I've noticed. Bit of a tangent, but I've noticed as someone that worked in retail, younger people keep their wallets in their front pocket and older men keep it in their back pockets.
I didn't know you were
That
trying,
is a thing.
I didn't know you were trying your stand-up material on the podcast. You said
It's
you
not
were saying...
stand-up, it's just a theory. It's just
Look, we're going to
something
see
I've
you tonight at the Laugh Factory. We're ready. Like, you don't have to try it out anymore.
noticed.
Apparently, it's really bad for your posture if you do that.
In
Stick
the
your back pocket.
back pocket.
Yeah.
Is it because of how you sit, like one butt cheek is elevated and that like
You just
offsets
kind of,
your spine?
and it affects the way you walk and shit.
It affects how you walk as well.
Yeah, I think they take it out to sit down, surely.
But that's
yeah,
so
you'd
annoying.
think so.
Yeah, you sit down so frequently every day, surely. Unless you work on the farm or something.
Let's talk about this,
Most
this
old men
for
do.
half an hour.
Look, I want the people to know the truth, right? Old people, big wallets, continue.
But the back pocket is the smallest pocket. How can they fit a big wallet in that?
Look, we just Google old man wallet and see what comes. I'm not sure if this is a real
They also
meme
wear
yet.
jeans.
You're thinking briefcases?
Oh, that's what they call them. Yeah.
They also, just to put a pin in this, they also wear jeans with those like blue washout jeans with the bigger pockets. They wear like baggier jeans as well, like it all.
The flared ends.
Yeah.
And just to
It's
take a
all-
pin out of this, show me your fucking wallet. I want to know if you have an old man wallet. Mine is
upstairs.
as thin as the day. Where is it? I can't even.
My one's thick, filled with paper crypto.
Because you got business cards of your
So
associates.
Christopher
All right, sorry. Back
Giancarlo
on topic.
was saying stuff like his kids don't really give a fuck about regular stock, but they're hooked on crypto.
Is that his direct quote?
Yeah, that was. He said, "Oh, the direct quote was DGAF."
Did he actually?
No, dude. This is why you don't do the news.
Stands for doesn't give a fuck, don't give a fuck. What's
Don't give a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not grammatically correct. But
And
anyway,
speaking of acronyms or whatever, he also referenced HODL.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of, did you see the CNBC guy giving a presentation a little while ago, back before everything was
did.
terrible? Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling the kids to hodl and saying if you don't invest, or if you don't invest correctly, you'll get wrecked. And he spelled out like REKT,
Yeah.
underlined it a few
Yeah.
times. They're catching on. These are the words that are transferring through the membrane of old to young or young to old.
Yeah.
Soon their wallets will be as thin. Once they listen to this, they're all going to get rid of their big wallets and invest in thin wallets.
When you say big, do you mean thick or do you mean like...
Both ways, every dimension. They're cubes. They're just cubes at that point. It's like a club sandwich, but you can't eat it.
Let me get my money, cube.
Yeah. And that links us back to crypto.
I did see a joke on a platform, Reddit, where before he went to work, he was like, "Hey kids, buy the fucking dip." I was like, he knew, so like he was gonna
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought you.
No, because
okay.
he's going to talk about it on this.
That didn't really happen, though, right? You're just joking. That's just a joke someone made.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah. Okay. For a second, I thought you said that
Yeah.
the kids came out and said, "Yeah, he told us to buy Bitcoin." I don't really understand.
No, because he said his kids were super hooked on crypto.
Yeah. Right.
Are you not listening to this? Am I speaking to
How
myself?
old are his kids?
Stop talking about wallets, guys, and concentrate.
Yeah, that's all I've been thinking about. I've been looking at all these pockets, trying to discern where the wallet is and how big it
Did
is.
his kids have wallets?
Yeah, how big were they?
If I may quote
like
the great
toothpicks.
man, Christopher Giancarlo, he said, "We owe it to the new generation to respect their interest in their new technology with a thoughtful regulatory approach." So, yeah.
Right. Well, see, this is also the thing, though. I think everything this person said, like you said, is a bit of a hero for the community. He's kind of given some good news to the people in their time of need. But also, I think because of the dire situation of the market, people are definitely looking for some good news. And I think people also may be kind of framing this as very good news when it's just like, yeah, it's pretty good news. It's like, it's pretty good.
How's Jace just throwing shade?
I'm just trying to
Look,
be
you
realistic.
go to Giancarlo Walter in my bedroom, 10 Hail Marys in front of him.
I have to light all the candles. But yeah, because like you mentioned, a lot of the other people would just, you can't say they had negative opinions, but not really knowing what's going with Bitcoin is probably
Right.
not the best start. You need
Yep.
more knowledge to be spreading. I get this is a step in the right direction, but it's not really a resounding yes.
But I think it also could have been really bad.
Yeah, it could have been, I guess.
So
Yeah, that's true.
there's that.
What was the overall consensus from the meeting? Like,
I
are they
think
You
gonna
guys are
start-
really just talking about wallets.
Yeah, they said
I
medium
know
fixed.
it's positive, but like
Yeah.
at the end of it, were they like, right, okay, go for it, people do what you want, or like we're going to start regulating, or
Yeah, what I heard was
or
what people are most excited about is they said that they definitely think crypto is the future and they need to protect that and that needs to prosper. So everyone was very excited about that. But people were also saying, yes, Joe, you can turn the air conditioner up 1 degree. God damn it.
getting frigid in the
it's a
old
hot
studio.
It's a hot day, but a cold room. All right. But yeah, so they said that, which was really good. But then I think also they said that they're very concerned about ICO scams and similar
Right.
scams.
Right.
And so they want to crack down on that, I think.
I think that's fair. I was just thinking, like, I reckon there'll be some benefit in banning ICOs for like a year and like getting it out of a system and like just cleaning up everything. But obviously that shouldn't happen. But like, I was just thinking.
Yeah. Well, I can say, we're talking about Facebook banning crypto ads. My ads have returned to normal, and I felt like a breath of fresh air the first time. I mean, I hate ads anyway.
Right.
The first time I saw an ad that wasn't crypto, I was like, oh, nice.
The first time I saw that,
Yeah. I can't remember what it used to
I
be
will
like.
buy this couch.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Fantastic Furniture.
So some more good news. You'll be happy to hear, Ollie. Well, I'm actually grouped a couple bits of news into one, so please refrain from commenting until I say all 3 pieces of news. And no wallet talk either.
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
It's all about
Is that it?
adoption
It's like a cube.
around the world. So firstly, the Indian government is going to implement a blockchain on a nationwide level. So they've had some cool projects going on over there. The
Over-
EU
Over 1 billion wallets. Yeah.
Right.
are investing 340 million euro in blockchain technology. And a Taipei municipality and the IOTA Foundation have teamed up to work on a Taipei Smart City Living Lab initiative. All right. Comments, thoughts?
What is a smart city, Joe?
Well, firstly, I'll tell you about cities.
Big and small, these things house people.
But they dumb.
Well, I guess a smart city would be a city with lots of automation technology and that's all going to communicate to each other and that makes it smart.
I think it's very exciting. Like you said, it links to the Internet of Things, all the kind of small devices of the world kind of networking. And yeah, I think that's exciting. And I think I could be incorrect, but I think I heard that VeChain a few months ago did a similar thing somewhere in China, which is amazing considering how strict China is on crypto.
Dude, it's too late to shill VeChain.
I'm just saying, low market cap, great team. Bye. No, anyway. No, but seriously, that's something they did that was exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And I think India was a bit concerning with regulation. So this seems like a good positive step that they're going to stay away from regulating crypto if they're making steps towards blockchain technology.
Well, can I ask you guys a real question, real talk?
Okay.
How bad do we actually think the looming threat of regulation is on crypto? Because I think people have been scared about it for as long as it's been booming, and I've always just thought it won't be that bad. Like,
I think it'll happen at some point.
Well,
Right.
of course, to
think-
some degree.
some degree of
Yeah.
regulation will happen, but then
It'll cause some form of some form of dip.
Right.
That could not be a
mild tanking.
generic general comment.
It won't crash the market, but it will have some effect because people will be a little scared, but then it will kind of just return to normal.
Well, I guess my question is, would you be one of the people who's scared? Because I feel like whenever I see the market react to any kind of, they're meeting in 7 years to talk about maybe regulation, the market's like, bam, plummet. And I always think that's an overreaction. I'm wondering if you guys, are you guys the people doing that? I don't really understand the people that are doing that.
Yeah, I don't know how strict the regulation would have to be to like completely ruin the market and get people that scared, to be honest.
Well, but haven't you noticed though? I don't know how to define plummet and crash and dip, but I feel like it has been even just at the announcement of at meetings, people saying we will talk about it.
Right.
Like Joe said, people were scared for the worst. I guess it comes at a bad time. People are very worried about crypto now. But even before that, don't you feel like people are very, very, very scared of it?
Yeah, I guess if by regulation they meant we're just going to stop Australians, for example, from trading in crypto at all, I can see why you'd be scared and be like, oh, right, I'm just going to sell everything.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like, I don't see why it would have a major effect on your
interest in crypto. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Or even, just your basic interest.
I think that is the number one thing that brings the price down, though, regulation.
Well, but that's what I mean. Like, how much regulation has there been? It's kind of really fear of regulation is the biggest thing, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To some extent, there have been some laws passed, but yeah.
That's true.
Anything on the EU?
What was the EU thing again?
They just invested a bunch of money.
Thanks, EU.
Sorry, I didn't give you guys too much to work on there. But yeah, good job, EU.
Yeah, thanks for...
Into what? Just blockchain?
VeChain, I think. They said they're all buying VeChain. So, no, I'm kidding.
Okay. A quick bit of bad news, Ollie. So block your ears.
I feel like you were the one who was anti-bad news.
No, you're the one that brought it up, and we're like, that's what news is 90% of the time.
I don't know, Joe. The start of this podcast, you were saying only positive, all smiles, man. Go back on your word. I don't know how.
I didn't want to even bring up the crash this week. I want to just pretend it didn't happen.
The people need the real news, all right? They're out there on the ground.
How could you ignore that crash? That was huge.
It was literally the crypto crash, or at least part of it, at least.
Bank of America.
She went right past it, by the way. Just didn't even acknowledge. Go on.
Citigroup. I'm ignoring it. That's what I'm doing. Have banned crypto purchases with credit cards, saying it is a high risk investment and they don't want people on their credit cards investing in it. Sorry, that was a really roundabout way of saying it, but yeah.
I don't know if that's bad news so much as smart from their point of view, and also probably saving a lot of people a lot of pain in the future.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's partly that, but I think also it's just a selfish thing that makes a bit of sense. Like when I first heard about it, like, banks fucking restricting buying crypto, that's terrible. But then I thought about it and I realized a lot of people previously were buying crypto, like getting huge reward points on their credit cards. Right. And it's really, you could just sell it back and do it again. You know, you could just do it over and over. And that's a bit of a loophole, I guess, being able to just buy currency with your credit card and get infinite reward points. So you can understand why they don't want people doing that. So,
but also, like, if people just maxing out credit cards on buying crypto, like, that's just
risky.
Well, people were talking about that sort of thing and saying that's what the banks do want, because then you stay in the system and you have to get out more loans to compensate for that. So I'm not sure if you guys think that's bullshit or not, or you think there's some merit to that.
What's bullshit about it?
The idea.
Well, people were saying, the banks are just wanting to do this so. They're saying the fact that crypto is a high risk isn't a good reason for them to ban it, because they want people to not be able to pay off their debts and they want them to get stuck in the system of loaning money.
Oh, yeah. I guess that was my first thought was like, banks being dicks. And so it was that thing of, trying to get more money out of people and stop them from investing outside of banks. But I think now, like, more I think about it, they're not blocking debit card investments. As far as I know, they're not blocking check investments. I think it's more just the credit cards, where it's, a few reasons, like Ollie said, high risk, I
feel like a few weeks ago we were literally having the conversation about
credit cards.
Everyone's buying stuff with credit cards. That's a terrible idea.
We were.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a terrible idea for the people that are doing it.
Yeah.
But we're now putting ourselves in the shoes of the Ripple-friendly banks.
By the way, they're putting Ripple in everyone's account. They're not even asking them about it. No.
Yeah.
I think as much as I want to believe they're doing it because they want to protect people, I think it's more keep money out of crypto, like put a slight barrier, but also stop that credit card loophole, I think. So I think it's probably not as big of a restriction as it seems.
It's a bit like the Facebook ICO thing. Not the worst thing in the world.
Facebook ICO.
Oh, the ads.
Oh, blocking the ads.
Blocking the ads.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anyone who was like, no, I need these ads. That's where I get my ICO recommendations. Like, they're all scams. I don't know who was protecting that.
Another piece of news. Puerto Rico is looking like it could be a crypto utopia. So they're quite tax friendly and quite close to the US.
Aren't they part of the US?
That's a very contentious subject, Ollie.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it? I don't know anything about geography.
I think they're territory.
I think they are, but I think they want independence.
Oh, that's right.
And also they don't follow all the same rules.
I heard about this. I think.
And so that's why it's more tax friendly to be in Puerto Rico and not the US.
I did hear about this. I think from John Oliver like a year ago. But Joe's not lying, guys.
I don't think it's the most contentious territory. But
I think they still are part of the US. I think
they are. Yeah. For many intents and purposes, they are. But not all, which is why crypto millionaires are heading there by the dozens and
Didn't
buying.
they just have a hurricane? Or am I thinking of?
I don't know.
They need to rebuild.
Wasn't there a huge hurricane in Puerto Rico recently?
Oh, I feel like yes. Actually, I think they might have. But
and these millionaires are just turning up.
Is that an important?
I don't know. Seems. No, I guess not.
They're buying low.
But don't they have a GDP domestic of 1.3 billion? Just listing random facts about Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico was first found by the Spanish in 1548. I want to see if that's right. Carry on.
Go for it.
You keep going. We're going to look up this Puerto Rico shit, but you keep going with your whatever.
Here's a Puerto Rico wallet fact.
Ooh. Nah.
So they're buying properties and they're probably going to have these awesome properties in Puerto Rico and they're going to build businesses that are going to be like crypto, like buy your groceries with crypto kind of deal. So it could be potentially some awesome crypto utopia in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I mean, that's exciting. So is the government adopting crypto, or are they saying that they're going to adopt crypto? Is that the
I think they're pretty legislation friendly.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's just the US but the main thing is tax friendly.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering, because I guess you could have a town that have like cryptos bought and sold everywhere, but still have weird tax limitations.
Right.
Or you can have a town that doesn't accept crypto anywhere, but they're a tax haven completely. So I guess it sounds like they're kind of in the middle, but maybe for the moment, what's attracting a lot of people is being able to get their hard-earned dollars into cash.
Yeah.
Nice little tangent, but I was actually like 55 years off, and it was 1493 that the Spanish
I'm glad we
found Puerto Rico.
Glad we
anyway.
sorted that out. I'm glad we got to know that.
Great. But yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think
I concur.
Wasn't there something else? I want to say Denmark, another place. I think they've got very, very.
They were also founded by the Spanish in
1943.
Yeah.
Not 1940. Yeah, but I think it was a recent discovery.
Halfway through World War II,
they're like, "What is
Spanish?"
Decided. We need to get out of here. No, I think they also have very liberal tax laws, which on crypto. So we're just trying to help any of our fans who are trying to evade that capital gains in whatever country you're
I think
from.
Germany as well, actually. I think they have like, if you hold something for more than a year, you don't pay capital gains tax on it. I think that's
Germany.
What I read. Yeah.
It's the same here, and I think America as well.
But isn't it 50% off here?
Oh,
yeah.
You pay none.
I did Google tax-friendly governments, and I think Scandinavia was pretty good for it.
It's a funny way to phrase it. Do you mean crypto tax friendly, or do you mean tax friendly?
Oh, sorry. Did I say tax-friendly? I meant to say crypto-friendly.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I was going to say tax friendly is like just low tax. Is it?
Which is
low
not
tax?
Scandinavia.
I meant to say crypto-friendly.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Hot tip, guys.
There you go.
No, but actually, no one laughed at my thing before. I do want to say, pay your taxes. You know, I mean, yeah. Oh, that's all I'll say.
I don't think you have to clarify.
I don't know. I said it, and then I think we talked about 1943 or something, and yeah.
Did I interrupt a joke? I completely zoned out. I was just thinking.
It
about
wasn't a
Puerto
good
Rico.
joke. So to your benefit, it was fine.
My apologies. Though.
I was more interested in Puerto Rico, to be honest.
But speaking of these like cities that are all going to be crypto based, there is actually a restaurant in New York that is crypto only, and I feel like that's noteworthy because there's like a bunch of places that are like, oh, we accept Bitcoin as well. But to go like balls deep and say like we are banking on, well, probably not banking on crypto. We are cryptoing on crypto. You know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. I heard about that, but I was wondering immediately the kind of mechanics of how it worked. Can you imagine just being a tourist and being like, what's this? Oh, we need these magic codes I've never heard of. What's XRP? What's XLM?
You'd have to tell them like right before they sit down. You kind of like, oh, it's a great meal. Let's get the bill.
So get your laptop out. You brought your laptop.
Well, and how that works, I saw another restaurant that had a brochure with the bill that said 3% off if you pay with Stella.
I saw that as
and
well.
And then the QR code and stuff. And then the address.
I think Stella might be faster to enable that. I'm not sure the exact speeds, but I guess using Bitcoin probably wouldn't be the best way to do it. I mean, it probably would work.
Probably not.
Like, it's a lot of, I guess, restaurants don't really enforce payments so heavily. Like, you could kind of dine and dash, as they call it. So I guess maybe they're kind of not so scared about that, and they're really just, they don't care if the bill takes a day to go through.
Partnership with Dash.
That's what I'm actually advertising. It's called Dine and Dash. They also partnered with another crypto called Dime. But yeah, so I guess using a faster cryptocurrency is probably what's enabling it. Do you know what they accept? I think I saw Stellar on there.
I saw the window front with the stickers.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I think I saw Monero as well.
Yeah, Monero was there.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's Big Boobs coin. What else?
Dogecoin.
Trump coin. Sorry, President Trump. I think it's just the coin's just called President Trump, isn't it?
I think that's a different coin.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's two.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot.
I did see this week. Well, everything was just a sea of red. President Trump coin was up like 200%.
Yeah,
like,
when everything
what
was
is
tanking.
going on here?
Honestly, it probably was just Trump being like, I need to switch my coin. Ooh, look at this.
Yeah. One transaction from Washington, D.C. Interesting. Yeah, and I've also got some quick hits news, stuff that probably doesn't get its own little topic. But
play the quick hit sting, guys. Quick hits.
Hang on. I get the Puerto Rico national anthem.
All right, quick hit number 1. Power Ledger partners with... Okay, I can't read my handwriting. An organization.
He's a quick hit show, come on.
To bring distributed renewable energy trading to North America. Quick hit number 2. Litecoin launches LitePay. Quick hit number 3. Nano is on Binance. Yay.
So now we'll comment on all of those in detail.
What is that?
It's the Puerto Rico national anthem.
Joe, stand up.
Why are you playing it?
Joe, we're standing up. Stand the fuck
Because it
up.
was quick hits
I only
with Joe.
stand up for Christopher Giancarlo.
Okay. It's actually called the Star Spangled Banner, so I think it's just a Spanish version of the American. Anyway, Karen.
It didn't sound like it. That's really
no, it didn't at all. Yeah.
That's really weird.
I like the power one. I'm a fan.
So when do we get to talk more about Puerto Rico? Is that the next segment? Or is that after wallets? When do we...
After we listen to the Puerto Rico national anthem.
Yeah.
We'd like to invite our listeners to stand for a minute.
But just on Power Ledger, I think it was the very first episode when we talked about Power Ledger having that partnership with that Thai company.
Yeah.
And I was saying back then that what often happens with Australian startups is a bit of adoption in Australia, then Asia, then America and Europe. And we just hit America, bitches.
That's right.
So, yeah, there you go.
No, that is very exciting news, especially at this time. Like, people aren't really talking about the coin's benefits like they used to. But this is an example of how it doesn't really matter what the price does. These coins are kind of, going to be implemented in places. And we're going to see how they actually perform, regardless of whether the price really goes up and down.
Assuming they have an underlying use case. And
Definitely not all coins. I don't know what Trump coin's going to do in the future.
Yeah.
And just quickly, also on Power Ledger, I heard something about Tesla coming in to Australia in a big way with solar. And they're just wondering, either Tesla, maybe I should have just said Elon Musk is coming into Australia in a big way.
It is Tesla.
Okay.
Unless you're talking about different news. Do you mean like, the power walls you can buy?
Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, cool. And they're saying, are they going to be a competitor of Power Ledger? Or are they just going to potentially use the Power Ledger network for the energy trading aspect of it?
That really is the question of all crypto at the moment, where, you have coins with great use cases. For example, Request Network, they're kind of solving the problem of smart contracts. They're trying to become PayPal or like Venmo and all that stuff that we currently have. And the question is, will big businesses that already have that market cap, will eBay, will Venmo, will they adopt the ones that are being built like Request Network, or are they going to turn around and make their own ones? And will that impact on the performance of something like Request Network, or any coin that's trying to solve a problem like Power Ledger? Like you said, Tesla's a big company. If Tesla go for their own thing and that works really well, that could very much hinder Power Ledger. But then again, if they adopt them, that's going to skyrocket them.
Right.
So, that's what I want to know. It's $1 million question at this point.
Cool. Any comments on Litecoin launching LitePay? Nope. Cool. All right. No.
I
Kind of went under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
I feel like there's so many of these transaction kind of coins, and to sort of like separate yourself, it's good to have the infrastructure around it.
Mm.
So that's a really positive step for Litecoin.
Yeah.
And no other comments. Great. Okay.
Right.
That's all the news I've got, guys. I'm not sure if you guys have anything to share.
Let's
No. Okay.
Joe's speeding through this. Joe's got a hot day tonight. He's just trying to get through this.
Let's get back to the Puerto Rican national anthem. Well, in that case, we can get to the questions.
Go for
You
it.
guys are
I'm keen.
ready?
Filter
ready.
them out.
Yes. So give me an hour or two to get through them all. First up, though, we have one from Virginia.
Language. Oliver. If she's from West Virginia,
Wait,
I'm going to have questions.
is her name Virginia?
Her name's Virginia.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Love the show. Just wondering what your thoughts are on the way in which the mainstream media are covering blockchain and cryptocurrency. Do you agree with their coverage, or do you think that they give a biased viewpoint? That's Virginia from Baghdad.
Great job giving them an anonymous name, mate.
Yeah, we
So
said at
much
the
for
start we were going to anonymize
true.
them.
From now on, should there be a theme to their names?
What?
Like crypto-based theme? Like, question from Satoshi Nakamoto.
Every single week it's Satoshi.
Or is it going to be like, her name's Virginia, let's call her Jim? You know, like-
Jim. Look, we can work this. This is something we should probably work out after the podcast.
Right.
Let's
During.
let's answer Virginia's
Also, should we get
question.
another mic? I feel like this one, the decibel levels. No, I'm joking. So, mainstream media and crypto. I was
I
just
don't
joking
even get
about
it.
organizing. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, right.
Anyway. The mainstream media do a terrible job of covering crypto, in my humble opinion.
I think I would agree with that. But then also, it's making me realize there are probably a lot of other fields that I'm not involved with that I would expect the media is doing a fine job of covering. But if I knew more about that field, I'd realize what a terrible job it is.
Yeah.
That probably applies to a lot of things where if you have,
Right.
we have a bit of an in-depth view of this
Right.
compared to the average person. So it's hard, we might be judging them with a bit of a tough stick.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, that's the sort of problem. The mainstream media have to cover everything. That's the nature of mainstream media.
Yeah.
And there's so much to know about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And unless you're looking at it a lot, it is tough to cover it well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a technical field that deals with an intangible currency. Like, it's already, such a difficult thing to convey to someone who's never heard of it. So to kind of presume that previous knowledge and then build on that with news is so difficult.
I've seen a few good interviews on the financial side of mainstream media, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
But they'll have like a blockchain expert or a Bitcoin expert on, and they'll be interviewing him, and he'll be talking about lots of, good stuffs. But as for just general 5-minute bits on Channel 7 and shit,
Yeah.
it's pretty poor.
I'm really hoping the Bitcoin experts you're talking about are just like 25-year-old dudes
Satoshi.
in jeans. Just like, long hair. Like, yeah, so anyway, like, you log on this website, like, it's really easy. Like,
With the stage presence of Vitalik Buterin. But I feel like the online media is just even worse, just because they're so clickbaity.
Yeah. No, that's very
And
true.
I was looking at something today on some mainstream website, and then the top 5 trending topics on cryptocurrency were like cryptocurrency to hit like $100 billion by this time. Cryptocurrency to hit 0. It was like number 2. Cryptocurrency to hit 1 million. It's like, dude, guys, come on. That's easy clicks for them. So they're just going for clicks.
Yeah.
And they often just get experts from anywhere to say something, and then that's a story. And
It does swing so much more than like your average stock, though. I can see why huge gains or huge losses is like such an attention grabber for them to use.
Yeah, well, when Bitcoin was originally surging, because people used to report like, "Wow, Bitcoin 7K, wow, Bitcoin 8K."
Yep.
Each one was a news headline. I remember reading, I think the 9 or 10K one being like, "By the time you read this article will be inaccurate." That was like the first line.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty good.
I guess maybe the media is kind of adapting to this and realizing,
Right.
look, we can't really do a play-by-play of
Right.
crypto. That's probably infeasible.
And it's kind of not a problem, but probably not ideal that the mainstream media, which doesn't know what they're talking about a lot of the time, has such a big effect on the actual market. It's like late last year when crypto was going crazy, a bit similar to when it was hitting 9 and 10K, every second thing on my newsfeed, and I'm sure it's the same with you guys, it's all crypto related. You know, it's all like, oh, crypto's going to hit this price at this time. And John McAfee just tweeted everybody, oh my God, John McAfee tweeted, oh, the Winklevoss twins are going to chop each other's dicks off or whatever it was.
And you have the same website.
And then like just my office as a microcosm of what was probably going on all around the world was all these people in my office that knew nothing about blockchain technology or cryptocurrency. It was like, oh, how do I get onto this? Like, and you know, I was like, oh, I'll give you my BitConnect referral code. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But everyone in my office, like I'm telling everyone, was talking about it, asking how to get on it, and they knew nothing about the technology. And it was just because the mainstream media was just harping on it. That's all they would see, you know?
Yeah. Can I say the first time I remember being a little bit worried about, you know, a crash happening for crypto was I was sitting at my desk working and two people came past and they were just saying like, look, you know, it's the currency of the future, man. Like I just heard that, and I literally heard like the middle of a crypto conversation just between like, and I was like, oh, it's everywhere now. It's like everyone is super aware of it.
That was in 2011.
Yeah, I saw
His
that.
name was Satoshi.
I feel like I still don't know many people who have actually dipped their toes in though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like everyone talks about it and like knows about it, and you hear it on the news, but like the percentage of my friends who have actually gone and, you know, set up an account and like bought it and
because
very, very low.
There are barriers, you know, like we're figuring out what to do, where the best places to go, where not to get scammed. B, like, you know, waiting for like, you know, verification of websites, waiting for transfer times. You know, you have to kind of really make a concerted effort. And to someone who's not technologically inclined, it can be very limiting. Not to mention the fact that if you send, you know, your Bitcoin to an invalid address or something, that's gone forever, and no tech support anywhere can help you. There's no kind of safety nets when it comes to crypto. So I guess it's very much not at the moment. It's not really that mainstream friendly. I'd say it's like it's semi mainstream friendly, but like I think I can definitely agree with you that like, you know, mum and pop everywhere. I haven't really got into crypto yet.
It is a very scary thing to get into in many ways.
Well, yeah, with the volatility and no room for error in terms of sending it. I think I read an epic story once on the internet of like this guy's rags to riches story, how he started out with nothing and, you know, put his weekly wage in and he made this investment and I was worried, but it paid off, and it was a huge epic. And in the end, he was like, and then I sent it to a Bitcoin Cash account. I lost it all. So if you send like Bitcoin to a Bitcoin Cash address, like you can't get it back. Yeah. I think there might be ways around it.
Oh, no.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? Sorry.
Well, if you send anything to an invalid address, that gets like, you know, mined to the blockchain, and that's just a fact that, you know, when they're recording where your money went, it went to this invalid address that you can't access. So that's just a fact that your money is stuck in that invalid address.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Have you guys seen those like tweet screenshots back in like 2012 or something? It's like, oh, I sold my Bitcoin at 30 cents now. It's like $5. What did I do?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, dude.
Yeah. Although I can imagine that being us now, because like a lot of people are selling now.
Right.
And because it's just so hard to kind of visualize that far in the future.
Yeah.
That was 2013 or something.
Yeah.
That's like 5 years ago. Well,
there was one that was going around where the guy he tweeted like, oh, all right, well, Bitcoin's pretty much flattened out at $14.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to sell here. Like I've had enough. Like I don't see it doing any much.
Yeah, that tweet's gone famous. I think that guy is getting some publicity for that. Actually reminds me of another famous guy who he was some tech person, and he wrote an article in 1995, I think for the New York Times. No, I can't remember exactly. It was a big paper. He wrote a story in 1995 about how the internet will never amount to anything.
Oh yeah,
and he was saying, you know, people, and it was so funny because it's almost a parody, because every time he said what people were saying would be useful, it's exactly what happened today.
The irony is he's getting shamed on the internet now.
Yeah, well, I saw his reply to it saying like, few of my mistakes have ever been so public. And so but yeah, I was so
and you
funny.
can thank the internet for it being so public. Sorry, I just made that point twice. Sorry, go on.
Wait, is the internet's public now? No, but yeah, he was saying,
but
you know,
my nudes.
My nudes. I just like the pronunciation of that. But yeah, anyway, he was saying that, you know, they'll use multimedia stuff in classrooms, and, you know, it'll be a communications network. There'll be digital marketplaces. You'll have catalogs sent directly to your computer. And then basically the end of every sentence was, bah, humbug, that's impossible. So, and like his main complaints were like, you know, the tech is not here at the moment. Like he was saying, you know, whenever I try and do this thing, you know, I get a try again later message. Like, therefore it's never going to work. And I think it's funny because that is eerily similar to a lot of the criticisms of crypto now, where it's like, look, who's spending it? It's not going to work. But like, that's the whole idea. If it gets implemented, people will be spending it, of course. You're just talking about adoption rather than the technology underlying
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Good stuff, Jace.
I forget what I was talking about, but hopefully that was relevant in some way.
It was not. No, it was good. It just
All right.
wasn't relevant to the mainstream media question, which we veered off a long time ago.
Well, I guess that's kind of maybe not mainstream media, but media related.
From now on, I'm sticking to what I know, and that's thin wallets in Puerto Rico.
What was the question about mainstream media?
They just said how do we feel about it, and I think we get pretty well.
Not great, but it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
It's good that they're talking about it, though, I suppose. Better than just ignoring
That
it.
seems like all they're talking about it at some points.
Well, I guess so. I think actually the funny thing, last thing I say,
Okay.
that's a tangent.
For the whole podcast.
The whole podcast that'll be completely quiet, won't bother you with my voice anymore.
Wallets.
Wallets, that's right. So they're big and they're small. No, I think it's funny how a lot of people are hypothesizing that banks are tanking the price to try and stop crypto being a thing. And I think that's kind of funny to me because I feel like no matter how low the price goes, if Bitcoin went to 1 cent, that wouldn't stop people from transacting in it because you can just buy a whole lot more 1 cent and sell them in the next 5 minutes at 1 cent. Like the transactions don't really matter too much on the instantaneous price.
I thought I suppose I've heard people saying that, but I thought the main one was that they're trying to tank it so that they can get in on it at a lower price.
Well, that I agree with. I'm out of evidence, but that sounds reasonable. I guess the criticism that I hear that I disagree with is the one of people saying, they're trying to stop. The reason it's tanking is because they don't want it to become a thing, but I don't think that really adds up, is all I'm saying. So I think as much as we can accuse the mainstream media of being biased and inaccurate, I don't think that is something at play. I brought it back to the topic. See, I made it related. Aren't you proud of me?
Right, well, Virginia Satoshi Nakamoto from Baghdad. I hope that answered your question. Second up, right, this is from
Charlie Lee.
No, I want to hear their real names, Joe. They've put the effort into writing into this podcast. We need.
I was the guy saying we should use their real names a second ago. I'm
just a contrarian. Go on.
Well, no, I don't know what to do. Shalom, suckers. I have lost a lot of money over the last couple of days, both in crypto and the stock market.
Jeez.
Do you think these corrections are connected? Illuminati or no? Thank you, guys. Keep up the good work.
I'm sorry, I need to know the
Charlie
name.
Lee.
Charlie Lee.
Come on.
From Venezuela.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, that's enough. That'll get me through the week.
That was kind of weird, right? How they did sort of tank and go back up kind of a similar time.
There's definitely...
Is it weird? Is it weird is the question. Is it related?
Well, I think that was a question that I had at the start, and then didn't you say something?
Yeah.
I think we can finally talk about it. I think maybe just the big money in the world that invests in high-risk investments, maybe they invest equally, or not equally, but they invest in crypto and stock, and then when they pull out of both. When they go in both. That's
Why
my
would
best
they do
guess.
that?
Because they've got like this portfolio, and if they want to take risk at the time, they'll do it, and if they don't, then they'll take it out.
Okay.
That's it's very hard for me to put myself in the mind of like these people with just too much money. So I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, Jace.
Yeah.
No, I did Google it, and it seemed to be no one making any links to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Links between them, you mean?
Yeah. Like there's nothing out there about it.
But it has like followed exactly.
And if there is nothing, I don't think we should talk about it, quite frankly, because this isn't the investment podcast. We want to talk about the technology of the blockchain.
But I have seen like a graph overlay of the price change, and it followed exactly. And you can say, oh, you just adjust the scale, but the shape is still the shape shouldn't line up.
It is eerily close, is it?
Very similar. Even like the fact that it went up a bit and crypto's gone up a bit, and I bet they might go back down soon for a little bit. It just seems like there has to be a connecting factor, and that's based on superstition alone. So no, I think it makes sense again because if people are investing in high risk investments, you can imagine they're spreading that in both stock and crypto.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go, Charlie.
That seems like a good reason as any.
Well, that's my reason. I can't
think of anything. I can't think of anything good as to why that would happen.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare them though. I mean, like in terms of like the amount of money flowing around. I saw something today that was saying that crypto in total was like 750 billion at the peak, roughly,
something like that. Yeah.
Market cap. The stock markets, the Dow Jones lost like 2 to 3%, and that was $4 trillion.
Really?
Wiped.
Wow.
Yeah.
They lost 2 to 3%. Oh, geez. I thought it was I think I heard 1.3 or something. Maybe it was in a smaller time period.
That was over the entire thing.
Right.
And then
I thought that maybe crypto and stock trading might have had like the opposite graph. Like people were super into their stocks and like, oh, this crypto thing is a much faster investment return. I'm going to move money out of stocks and put it into crypto. So I thought it might have actually had an adverse effect on each other, but it looks like they might be following each other a bit.
Yeah.
I suppose that's another question. Like if, God forbid, there's a huge stock market crash in the future at some point, which there probably will be to some degree, do you think cryptos will be used as like a hedge like gold is to some degree, or do you think that those investors will leave both?
That's interesting, and I guess it really depends on the future volatility of crypto. If it remains as volatile as it's been, I could see people reasonably saying no to that proposition. But then I also think crypto probably will settle as it goes on. I don't know what scale and what time scale, but I think it will settle as it goes on. So if it reaches a point where it's relatively settled, then yeah, I agree. I think people could start hedging with crypto.
Well, that actually gave me another idea about what it could be, is people that are just investing across both of them. They could be like, oh, I made some investments, some profits from crypto, going to put it into my stocks, made some profit in my stock, going to put it in my crypto, and just moving it around. So that would make sense that when stuff profits, it profits on both. But it probably wouldn't make sense for the graphs to be so in line.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
No, that's fair. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I can say personally, I really don't know anything about this, and I'm only just guessing.
We're not financial advisors.
But like, I'm just guessing based on lines on graphs. Like, I feel like I know more about the stuff we talk normally than why this could be a connection. In fact, I struggle to imagine.
And we know nothing about the other stuff, so.
That's right. This is below zero. This is just fake knowledge. No, but I also think that a lot of people probably don't know what's going on. It's probably really the very rich that can actually really verify what's going on here, because they're the ones making
calling the Rothschild family. Why?
Get them on the phone. I don't know. I don't know what's
For our
going
second guest next week.
It's like, now we've got our mate Bruce in. We have to cancel him.
I was going to say, I hope that answered your question, but it almost certainly did not. So,
well, I think
maybe a little bit.
We gave them our insight. Maybe they now understand that it's not as easy a question to answer as they were.
I don't think it's the Illuminati, Charlie.
Oh, well, now we completely disagree. Now there's something we can talk about.
I think it's what, aliens instead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. Well, if you have any other questions, listeners, you can give us a shout at questions@coinstreettimes.com.
I wonder if aliens put their wallets in their front or back pocket.
I think they split their cash into 8 separate wallets and they just put in each tentacle has its own little slit. Look, I said I'd talk more about things that I do know about. That's what we're finally doing, right? Alien sleeves for their cash. Because they don't use crypto yet, so it doesn't hit them.
Yeah, they're way behind.
Cool. Is that it for questions this week, Ollie?
That is, yeah.
Great. That means we can move on to the weekly challenge.
Weekly challenge. So the aim of this game is to make money over the week. We've all picked coins to make money. Let's see how we did.
How much we made.
In this colossal crash.
All right. So Jace is going to look up the spreadsheet.
Okay. So in a dramatic week, I will start with me.
Okay. We can go around the circle.
Yeah, I picked a high risk profile of 100%.
Tell me one that isn't high risk, mate. Tether.
No, but 100%.
You probably would have won with Tether.
I know. I was thinking about going 100% Tether this week, but that's probably not in the spirit of the game.
Yeah. Look, I'll allow it if you want to. But
I'm
anyway.
not doing it. I believe in crypto.
All right. I picked 100% VeChain, which I did last week. Because last week I picked it and it tanked colossally.
And what did that make you come last week?
Twice.
Maybe dead last. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, cool. I forgot.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You know what? Go fuck you. But no, yeah. So I thought, it's dipped down a lot. It's probably going to come up, right? It's good investing. Buy low, sell high. So I bought in again. It has tanked. 43.96%. So just nearly a halfer. So I've lost $440 or something like that. And you know what? That's what investing's all about. I love the thrill of it. I love the feeling of money leave my wallet. All right. So, we should do
Dom.
Dom.
Do Dom first.
Yes.
We had a guest last week. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
We'll go over your tanking again after.
Yeah, so we'll do Dom. All right, so Dom picked a strange spread, a curious spread, you might say, in the sense that it had a lot of coins in it.
Man.
Yes, curious man picked a curious spread. And the coins, they didn't do so bad. So First one was Publica, so 30% in that, and that is down 37.3%.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's probably average.
Yeah, what's our bar? I guess is the question.
I reckon around that. That's the median bar.
So ITC, which is it?
Oh, the
IOTA,
Chinese
chain.
IOTA.
Yeah.
IoT chain.
Down 36%.
Okay.
Neo, 20% in that. That's down 31%. So improvements.
Okay, that one's not too bad.
This is all giving you a sense of how terrible the market's been.
Right.
And Ripple, his favorite coin. I shouldn't say that. That is down 37%.
Okay.
So an average of 35.42% down.
Okay.
So you know what? That's expected. Next, who do we have next? We have Ollie. Ollie has put his money into 40% Stellar, 40% Ripple, and 20% Omisco. Stellar is down 35.6%. Ripple's down 36.6%. And Omisco is down 32%. So that's an average of 35.32, beating Dom out with who had a 35.42.
Not bad.
Beating him by 0.1%. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But so
Fuck you, Dom.
So finally,
You're
hope you
here.
listen to this.
Yeah.
Finally, we have.
I don't think he actually listened to the episode that he was on. 'Cause we saw him the other day. And I was like, have you listened to the episode? He's like, no. So there's almost no chance that he's listening to this one.
We'll send him a link.
Okay.
No. And finally, Joe with another high risk profile, 100% electronium.
Yes.
And he is down 27.85%.
Oh, yes.
Records
Electronium.
soaring through the skies.
Electronium.
Soaring through the skies with a mere $270 loss.
In first place.
A mere quarter out of his wallet. Speech.
Yeah, so firstly, I'd like to thank Electronium because that's great in this scheme of things. So yeah, they did have the successful beta test of the mobile mining platform.
Right.
And they also cleared up a lot of FUD. So before last week, there was a lot of people throwing shade on Electronium and they'll bring the price down and they put out a lot of talks clearing that up, saying that these people just want to buy low, which is probably a bit of bullshit because they don't know why they're doing it. But I don't think it was any great reason for them to be throwing FUD over Electronium. So onwards and upwards with Electronium.
All right, you've had your show, mate. Go on. What's your picks for this week?
This week, I was honestly thinking about going 100% Tether, but I'm not because I believe crypto is going up this week. I feel like we've hit the bottom and we're going up.
Belief.
So I'm not doing Tether. I'm think money's going to flow into crypto really fast this week, and the exchanges are going to do really well.
Right.
So my theme of this week is exchange coins.
Ooh, interesting.
50% Binance coin, 50% KuCoin shares.
Wow, that sounds like a very promising that strategy.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed. All right, so I think next is Ollie.
Indeed. Well, I am going to go for a 50-50 split.
Okay.
Aggressive.
I'm going to stick with, well, for the first time, I think, since maybe ever, I'm going to drop Stellar from my portfolio.
I would love Stella to moon this week.
$10! To be honest, I'd love that either way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'm going to stick, though, with OMG. Some of me say go.
OMG, you're sticking with them?
Yeah. 30%. And the other 50%.
Wait. You said 50%.
Yeah.
50, and then you said 30%.
No, I
You said 50%.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Continue.
And the other 50, I'm going to go with Walton Chain.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Tell us about Walton
Competitor
Chain.
VeChain, go on. I won't censor you. All right, that's enough.
They're good.
No, go on.
There was something about China.
They've had
I feel like we should know.
not a rebrand, but like a makeover, one might say.
You like investing
a new
with
logo,
coins when they rebrand.
I like new shiny things. Now they changed their logo and they had a few
they
good
changed
news
their
pieces.
logo. Let me
their
invest
old
my
logo
life
was kinda
savings in
lame,
it now,
it's
mate.
gotta be said.
Don't tell me they changed their name as well.
No.
Let me mortgage my house because they changed their name.
Right. Well,
Look, stop rubbing your victory in around. You've got to take risks to get ahead.
just because you only lost 2,700 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
270.
It's like we're all in a slum around like a fire in the pit. And like he's got the biggest rat and stick. We've got like little ones.
My shit sandwich tastes a bit better than your shit sandwich this week.
But yeah, I got full confidence, and they took a big crash. I think they went from $55 to about $19.
Oh, let me mortgage the house because they crashed. No, that was very valid reason.
That's more than valid reason. And so yeah, anyway, that's my picks. Chase?
All right,
I feel like there was something about China and regulation.
Oh, didn't China have a, I don't want to say ban, but they did something, right?
Yeah, because Walton's something about Chinese exchanges. That's why I thought Binance would be good because they're Hong Kong based as well. But anyway, something to do with that. Look it up. Google it, everybody. Something about that. Walton.
It's your job. We don't tell you.
I feel like Walton's a Chinese project or somewhere in that region.
They are Chinese.
It is.
Yeah. So something about that. Look it up. Ollie's going to fail. Jace, what's up with you?
Well, so if you recall, brief history of my picks. 2 weeks ago, I picked 100% VeChain, tanked. Week ago,
No. I'm not going to allow this. I'm not going to allow this.
Week ago, I picked 100% VeChain, tanked way more. So this week, I'm just thinking, throw my options around.
Don't do it. Come on, mate.
To be honest, though,
To be honest, what, mate?
my heart of heart says 100% Tether. That's what my heart of heart says. This week, I'm not saying that crypto's doomed, but I think this week I see the price kind of heading down a bit more before it recovers. It's anyone's guess, but I'm so conflicted on it that I'm gonna do something more sensible than 100% Tether. I'm gonna go 100% VeChain, baby. Get on board.
You're going to be the VeChain guy from
Look,
now on.
it's like you don't get science. If it goes down, it has to come up. It's just basic math. It's just...
Okay, if you do this, you are now the VeChain guy. Anything bad happens with VeChain, you have to defend them. You have to be their spokesperson in
That
this
sounds
podcast.
really scary given they're invested in like big tobacco. It's like they've murdered 7 children. Look,
Do you accept the responsibility?
absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't have anything to say. But okay, 100% VeChain.
100% VeChain. Look, I'll stop at some point.
Baby!
Maybe. I'll stop at some point.
Is VeChain going to go down?
I can quit anytime I want.
No.
Yeah, so I heard the guy.
I usually say good picks after we do the picks, but bad picks this week,
Yeah.
guys. Bad picks.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was considering 100% Tether, so I think this is...
So was I.
This is an improvement. Can you imagine if we both
It was
pick,
so tempting.
like you pick 100% Tether, so I'm forced to pick like 99% Tether, 1% like another thing. No, look, I think this could be an upturn.
Which probably would be like, in Price is Right, how they have to go 1% the other way.
Yeah.
Just like 1% the opposite, like the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I think that's it for coins.
Cool.
I think that might be it for all of the
Cool.
podcasts.
Hopefully, I think if it goes down again this week, we won't be here next week.
Yeah.
But it's been up today. It's a green day in a red week. Hopefully good signs for times ahead. And hopefully we will be here next week. So tune in.
Look, Joe's lying. No
We
matter
will
what
be
the
here
price
next
goes
week.
out, we're going to be here. We're going to help you guys through these troubling times. We're going to have free counseling, free cookies and milk. We're going to
I think next week should be a psychologist, a counselor.
Why
does it
do
hurt?
this to yourselves?
Where does it hurt? We point to our pockets.
I mean, Ollie's,
Where did crypto touch you? Our pockets.
Ollie'd have to point at both pockets because his wallet's so big. I had to say,
Oi.
Hey.
A back pocket or a front pocket. And that's the show this
The show.
week.
Thank you for listening.
We'll leave you with the soulful stylings of the Puerto Rican national anthem. Goodbye, everyone.
Good night, Cryptopia.
We salute you.
One big shout out to Christopher Giancarlo before we leave. Christopher, we bid you good tidings. Follow him on Twitter, everybody.
Joe, please some respect. This is like when the Titanic, when they kept playing, even though it was going down.
That's what we should have played.
The Titanic song.
The Titanic song.
It's too late.
It's going to take too long to
We're
load.
crashing. The podcast is crashing.
This is La Borinquena.
This gag is
All right, bye everyone.
Bye. See you guys.
See you next week.
See you next week.